What's up, guys? This is Kalo, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but welcome back to another episode of Community Kitchen, where we are cooking up the latest and greatest gaming news, rumors, and pretty much anything else out there, and who better to join me than my sous chef, Aiden? Why don't you say what's up?
What's up, everybody? Kevin, I was seriously thinking about just grabbing my Switch and being like, out with the old, in with the new, and like throwing it, but then I was like, wait a sec, no, that's gonna be stupid of me.
I mean, there's no use for it now. We are in the
I
end
need a
game.
cardboard one now.
Yeah, a labo Switch,
Can
whatever
you
they
like,
call it.
can you like just edit in a fake Switch to like go wheat off the screen?
Disappears. But before we get into any conversations today, we want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys out there. If you're new here, subscribe to Game Sandwich for all the latest gaming news, rumors, and reviews. And join our Discord because we're always talking about video games there. Links is in the video description down below. Now, we are on the week. We are closing in. We are recording this on Monday, April 21st. The Switch 2 pre-orders for all the in-store stuff and like Best Buy, Target, GameStop, all that fun stuff. It's going down Thursday. Generally at midnight, sometime in store. It's a really weird conversation. But we want to talk about the pre-orders, where you can get it, and just the overall vibes around this launch. Because it's a weird one. Even going through the pandemic with the Xbox Series X, that pre-order, it was more of the stress of, will my place have it? I've heard different conflicting reports here, but Aiden, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I'm not that very convinced I'm going to get one, to 10, I have it in the bag. What are we feeling? 1 to 10.
I'm feeling like a solid 5 or a 6, where I'm like, I'm begrudgingly getting it to further what we do on the channel.
Work
If
expense.
it weren't for that, if it weren't for a work expense, I'd be like, Nintendo, just buy. I'd be like, screw off. I'm gonna wait for a sale. That's what I would be doing.
Yeah, that's what gets me about the Switch 2, because essentially I am buying it at launch for Mario Kart World, and then I also talk myself into they're releasing those GameCube games day one on NSO for the Switch 2. If I had to pick what I'm playing day one, I'm playing Pokemon Coliseum day one. There's absolutely no question. But for me,
Pokemon XD, come on.
I gotta play the first one, then get into the second. Who knows? Maybe I'm gonna be streaming it here. But I do want to say I'm at like a 4 to 5. Mainly because I've heard the reports that GameStop is gonna have like 100 of them at launch, or this site has a lot of them. Nintendo in general
I've
is
seen the
making
exact
more.
opposite.
See, this is why I'm at
Like,
a
I've
4.
seen the whole thing about Nintendo making more of them, but I saw like GameStop, a thing saying, oh, GameStop's only going to have a limited number of them for each store, not like hundreds.
That's the thing, and that's what happened during the Xbox Series X and the PS5 ordeal, where my GameStop only had 5. And I'm talking 4 Xbox Series X's and then 1 Series S. I was the 5th or 6th person in line, and I could not pre-order the console. So it's like,
Wow.
where do we stand? Yeah, talk about bad luck. But like, talk about like, where do we stand with the Switch 2? No one really knows. And also with this whole tariff thing, you don't know if you miss out on this initial wave. What happens for the next one? Do the tariffs get raised again? Do we get the higher price? I don't know. But Aiden, you have this formulaic spreadsheet. There's going to be an article posted here to GameSandwich.com. Go check out where to buy this damn thing, because it's going to be a bloodbath on Thursday. Black Friday's back in April. But where are some places that we could gander and potentially buy a Switch 2?
All right, so I made sure to just catalog everything. So for starters, Best Buy has not confirmed exactly when the pre-orders are going to go live. So they just said it's going to be April 24th, but they don't have an exact time. I imagine it's either going to be at midnight or it's going to end up being when the stores open. That's usually when it happens. So just keep an eye out for either of those. If you don't have a Best Buy near you, go to the website. If you do, then just go to the store. But after that, then we have GameStop. GameStop is going to be 11 a.m. Eastern time. That That's for the online. If your store opens at 11 a.m., I know GameStop's weird. Kevin and I were just talking about that, where like some of them open at noon for some reason.
So weird.
But if yours opens at 11 a.m., then you can try to hit the store. You can also just try it online, but 11 a.m. Eastern time for that, or when the store is open is when you can go in store. For Walmart, we have 12 a.m. Eastern time on April 24th, so exactly midnight. That's when you got to do it online. And then for Target is also 12 a.m. Eastern time, and that is also on the 24th, like every other store. So you can definitely bet on Target and Walmart to be doing the like whole midnight pre-order thing. So make sure you are ready online for that. Best thing I can tell you is just have multiple tabs open or
Yes.
something, like multiple web pages open, so that way you can like reload on both of them. Maybe use your phone, have ask a significant other or something, or a friend too who's
Mm-hmm.
maybe doesn't want it
Yeah,
to help
like
you out.
it's always a thing where it's like sign into your accounts on any and all websites. Make sure your credit card or whatever you're using is saved on the account to kind of like make checkout faster. Um, I also want to stress the point for whenever they do drop the Switch 2 on June 5th, they're doing, at least GameStop to my knowledge, they're doing a midnight release, which to me it's like, oh, we're kind of getting back to the roots of gaming where it's like midnight launches, this is a big ordeal. There's general hype and there's stuff in the air where it's like, oh my gosh, like it's finally coming and it's excitement. Granted, I stream on Thursday, so either the stream is going to be very cheerful, uppity, and great, or I'm going to be crashing out live on stream. So you might want to come back here, check that out on Twitch and YouTube. So just saying, there's going to be good vibes or bad.
We'll throw it out there too. Best Buy is also doing midnight releases as well
Ah,
for the actual launch of the Switch. So
it's
be ready for
good.
that.
It's good. Now, are you going for the Mario Kart World bundle or just the console itself? Which,
Um, like I don't really care. I feel like there's going to be more hype around the bundle just solely because it does include Mario Kart World. So I might just go for the just base one, just
yeah.
to be like, hey, I have it. Might be easier that way. Who knows? But we will have links for everything. I differentiated it on the like on the document. I separated the links. I have specific ones for only the bundles. I have specific ones for only the systems, so that way we can tell them apart. And also, Kev, should we also talk about accessories here? Because obviously people are going to want
Hmm.
to pre-order accessories.
Yes. I believe from all that has transpired around this, the Switch 2 is hard to nail down. This situation is constantly changing. Price for the console staying the same, but the accessories and everything that comes with it will see a price hike. And general just statement, I don't care. Like I still have my base whatever Switch Joy-Cons. I buy the third party like Pro controller. It's not really moving the needle for me. But what are some of the prices here for like Joy Cons? I saw it's like damn near $90 for a pair of Joy
Yeah.
Cons.
Yeah. So right here, I have the prices pulled up. We have for the Pro controller, the old price was $80. The new price is $85, so just a $5 increase. Um, for the straps for the Joy Cons, it went from $12.99 to $13.99, so dollar increase there. The wheel set from $20 to $25, $5 increase. The camera went from $50 to $55, so $5 increase there as well. The dock set, $110 to $120, so $10 increase. The screen protectors went from, well, screen protector carrying case combo thing went from $35 to $40, $5 increase again. The all-in-one carrying case went from $80 to $85. AC adapter went from 30 to 35. And where it gets me here, like most of it's a $5 increase, you know. But where it gets me here is like I was already annoyed by the Joy-Cons,
Yeah.
and the Joy-Cons, the old price was $90. that already to me was high. Now they're
Yeah,
putting it at $95. That's damn near $100 for a pair of Joy-Cons.
it's
And
insane.
really, I mean, you can buy a PS5 controller for $75. So what is
Yeah.
it about Joy-Cons that are, more expensive than a PS5 controller,
It's, I think they're viewing it as one, you can technically take the Joy Cons off, and that acts as two controllers. Not justifying it. I don't think they should be that much. I think $50 for the set is more than enough money, but again, if that means my base Switch console price stays the same, sure. Yeah, I don't know. I could be very wrong here. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But the Joy Cons on the Switch 1 do work on the Switch 2. So,
Not to my knowledge
not to your
on
knowledge.
that.
Maybe it's a Pro
I don't
controller.
believe so.
Maybe you correct
I
us.
think it's just the Pro controller. But
Which, honestly, at that point, I'm happy with. I can take that one I have and use it totally fine.
yeah,
Accessories, I'm not really looking for at launch, only for the fact I know third party is basically the way to go for Nintendo. And the camera, I'm very, very interested in how that will fare. How many people are actually going to buy it because,
I don't foresee many people getting that one. If
no.
anything, I see more people getting the Hori one that looks like a piranha plant.
Which it blows my mind that Hori can come out with something like that, and this wasn't a meeting to be had in Nintendo where they're like, "Hey, like, what if we do that?" You know,
I'm
like
more amazed that they're making that and not getting sued. So
that too. That is
I'm
because
sure it's probably licensed by Nintendo, but still.
yeah, no, because we all know how they fare. But yeah, Switch 2, do we see like 90 days is this whole tariff thing, and I'm not getting into the weeds as far as that conversation goes. But do we ever think like after this initial wave on June 5th, I'm not good at math. That's probably 90 days. Let's just say for the sake of the argument, do we see potentially like would there ever be a price hike for the console itself, or do you think they really just try to keep it on the accessories and just kind of keep, because the price is high as it is, to
Well,
keep it more within the ballpark?
so from my knowledge with the tariffs, there was a statement that was released by somebody one way or another where Golly G. Williker president said, "Hey, it doesn't apply to like computer chips and stuff like microprocessors and stuff like that. Still like microchips, I should say, not processors. But so I don't think that it's going to increase the price of the Switch. I
Yeah.
really I don't think the Switch 2 is getting a price increase from that. If things change and we see a whole nother spiel of here's a little billboard thing in my hand, like here's a little board in my hand that says, "Oh, 50% tariffs for Japan,"
Yeah.
and yeah, we see a major increase. But for now, it doesn't seem like it will be. I think it's just going to be an accessory thing.
Yeah, I guess they're smart for doing it that way. And this all comes at a point in time for Nintendo, arguably the worst time, where it's like you're launching your next big console, the follow-up to the best-selling console practically of all time. This is bad. Like, this is just straight bad news around Nintendo, and they're just trying to get it across the finish line to be like, all right, launch has happened, now we can focus on software, hardware will follow as is. I just want to say this console will sell out day one. As many people are complaining online and trash talking and doing whatever, this console will sell out. So don't sit there at home
Oh, it will.
for the viewers thinking, "Oh, I'm going to have an easy time cuz everyone's down on Nintendo." No, like this will sell. And take Aiden's words. Granted, save one console for me, but people will be focused on that Mario Kart bundle, which means probably the base bundle of just the console that might be available. So just use the
I
wise
mean,
words of Aiden.
I will also point out the obvious, and I always say this. I used to tell people this all the time whenever I worked at GameStop. There are always multiple waves of pre-orders. There are.
Hmm.
There's not one single wave. You have these stores. I believe it was May 8th, if I remember correctly, is
Yeah.
when the Nintendo is actually doing their pre-orders as well on their website. So if you don't have an account there, set one up. I think you need a Nintendo account already to be able to get it. But if you already have a Nintendo account and you don't manage to get it here, don't worry, you can try Nintendo. GameStop, I'm sure, will do multiple waves. And if anything, if the UK numbers have said anything, I have been able to find the Switch 2 on the UK stores multiple times, and I could have bought one from the UK, but I just chose not to because I went, oh, I don't want to wait for it to get shipped across overseas
Yeah.
and everything. So I guarantee you there will be more pre-orders. So don't go like, oh man, I didn't get one. I really want it. Go immediately to a scalper. Don't do that.
No.
Don't feed into them.
No scalper
Please.
business. None at all. We can't do
Yeah,
that.
please don't do that. I mean, if anything, even if you don't manage to get one prior to release, there will be extra consoles on release day as well that you can try to score if you go to a store early, and you can also probably I guarantee you there will be plenty of them by the holiday season.
Oh yeah. No.
Like guarantee you that's why Nintendo's releasing it this early so they can build up stock for the holidays too.
Yeah, and the one thing also, like I said earlier in the video, there's really just Mario Kart World up until July, whenever Donkey Kong comes out. So it's like,
Yeah.
do you need to play Mario Kart just a month early and go through the stress? I don't know. Maybe to some people, definitely. Like, for the sake of us, we're in gaming, so we live and die by it. But for people out there who are just like, hey, I don't really feel like going through the stress. I just want to go to the store and pick it up. Consider it. Maybe. I don't know. That's just words here. But we do wish everybody good luck out there if you're going to be buying the Switch 2. Let us know in the comments. Come back to this video if you were successful. Odds are I will be posting a comment somewhere down here if I was. It's like whenever they find out there's a new pope, which that's a whole different news thing. But they do the white smoke or the black smoke. It's going to be here for Kalo getting a Switch 2. But any final words here for the Switch 2, the pre-orders, or just anything in general?
Just good luck, everybody. I hope that you get one if you want one. If not, then, best of luck on the next console. I don't know.
Help a friend out.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Exactly.
Be a good person.
If it's not for you, understand. But, help a friend out if they want it.
Exactly.
There you go.
But with all that being said, again, let us know your thoughts about this whole pre-order business for the Switch 2, and drop a comment down below and subscribe here if you're new. But as of right now, for this episode of Community Kitchen, I've been Kalo, joined by Aiden, and we'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.